Hi, this is Asa, and welcome to my audio experience. Your life, remember, if the body can get sick, it can also get well. Lifestyle is the medicine. So the choices that we make every single day, they are going to determine the kind of health you're going to have tomorrow. It really happens that way. So your choices have the power. Your decision making has the power. That's where it all comes from. So good health really comes from a strong mind, strong body, a strong life. That's where it all comes from. That's how it all happens. We think it's just genetic. It's not. It comes from our choices every single day. That's what is the deal that nobody really wants to talk about. That's the secret sauce, if you will, for having great health. It's the choices that you're making every single day. And the good news is, listen, if you made some really bad choices, if you're overweight, if you're taking a bunch of medicine, it's okay. Like, it really is okay. I just want to tell you that, because today can be a brand new day. You can make new choices now that can propel you and give you amazing, amazing health. I mean, I hear stories all the time of people in their 80s and 90s that lost the weight, that feel better and have more energy than they did in their 60s. I hear so many people talk about how their vitality and their energy is so much better because of the new choices that they're making. So you don't have to be stuck where you are. You just don't have to be. It doesn't have to be that way. You can make new choices and become better at who you are and what you do today. Like, you can completely do that if you make the right kind of choices and do the right things and make it happen. Like, it's up to you to make all that happen. 888-283-7272. Give us a call. You're listening to Asa Rx right here each and every day. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast, go on any platform from Apple Podcasts to Google Play, Pandora, iHeart, and look for the Asa Rx Experience. Just look at us. You'll find it. Type in Asa Rx, and you'll pull right up. And then that gives you the podcast. You can subscribe to it, get a notification, and that way we can be that little bit of encouragement and learn something each and every day for your health and for your life. Let's kick off the phones and go with Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda.
Hi. I was wondering, I got beat up a couple years ago, and I've got cracking now in my spine, cracking in my neck, and I haven't really done much about it, but just simple stretches, and I was wondering if there's something maybe you might suggest that I can feel better and maybe not feel so scared that this spine's going to snap on me.
There's a lot you can do. It really comes down to your, and I'm sorry that happened, by the way, that you had to go through that. At this point, if you're eating the right kind of foods on a regular basis, that would give you the right nutrients that you need for good connective tissue, for better bone density, then you're not going to have to worry about that sort of thing. Okay? Your nutrition every single day is what matters. I would get some lab work done and check and see if you have any nutritional deficiencies at all. And there's a difference between regular medical labs and more nutritional-based labs, okay? You're looking for different things. The ranges are different, and you're looking for more what we call functional ranges. Now, as far as your nutrition goes and your mobility goes, I would make sure you're exercising on a regular basis and doing some level, stretching. Yoga is a great way to get your body in the shape that you need to. So that's one thing. And then the other is to make sure that you're getting plenty of the fatty acids. Okay, fatty acids like omega-3, 6s, and 9s. Omega-3 specifically lower inflammation of the body. They strengthen connective tissue. They support hormone health. They do so many different things. Brain health, brain chemistry, all the way around. So you want to make sure that you're getting the right nutrition as you're kind of keeping your body strong. But your mobility and your exercise are going to play a big role along the nutrition in this whole process. That's what you need to focus on. Focus on what you can do and focus on what you can control. Those are the major players in something like this, because you don't want to be stuck. And you want to make sure that you do everything you can to build the best body you can. If you need help with that, just get in touch with one of our providers, and they can coach you along the way. Just go to asarx.com, okay? Those are some of the basics. You've got to have a good strategy for eating and exercise for that. And that's the best way to build strong structure in any capacity in the body, no matter what your body's been through. Okay. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. You're listening to Asa Rx. Let's check out this real quick. All right. So there's foods that are good for you and foods that are bad for you, right? Wouldn't you agree? I would agree. So there's foods that are good for certain conditions too, like for the heart. And so I want to talk about some foods that are amazing for the heart that you can easily implement. And if you haven't implemented them, you can easily do so like now. It's not hard. So number one is one of my top favorites. It's salmon. Okay. So cold water fish like salmon contains a high amount, matter of fact, one of the highest fish with omega-3 fatty acids. And it's also a great source of lean protein. But the omega-3s are really good at helping lower bad cholesterol, increase your good cholesterol. And the American Heart Association recommends eating fish like salmon, tuna, or halibut at least 2 times a week. I'm a big fan of eating fish every day, by the way, which I do. But walnuts are another good one. They're the highest they're the highest nut with omega-3 fats. All the nuts contain certain fatty acids, but the omega-3s are the highest in walnuts. And, they're high in calories, but it's not like you need a ton of them. I mean, a handful of nuts is like 15 or 20 pieces. But they help to lower the bad cholesterol, keep the good cholesterol high, and they're an amazing source of these omega-3s, which is good for the heart. And blueberries is another one. My gosh, blueberries they're on every list because they're that good. So it's a super heart-healthy food, full of antioxidants. It helps remove free radicals that can damage the heart cells. And the free radicals are harmful molecules that get into your system when you break down foods and from a lot of the environmental pollutants like tobacco smoke. So that can be really helpful there. Spinach is another great one. It's one of my tops. It's always been on my list of something to eat every single day. But spinach is amazing for heart health. It's loaded with the B vitamins. And B vitamins, if you ever had you ever see things like irregular heartbeat or AFib? You ever see something like that? A lot of times it's a lack of the amount of quality B vitamins in the body. Now you may be thinking, okay, well, I'll just go take a B complex, like a vitamin. It's not the same. Like when it comes down to the B vitamins, I really think we get a much better absorption of the Bs through foods. I mean, that's in, obviously if your digestive tract's working right, your microbiome is working well, then you can pull that off, all right? But spinach is great for the heart. Olive oil is another good one. It's really good. It's a monounsaturated fat, but it's really good. Now, don't cook with olive oil because once you cook with it, it heats it up, turns into a trans fat. You want to cook with things like butter, coconut oil, and grapeseed oil. Those are your tops. Natural whole grains can be very helpful for the heart as well. Brown rice, poultry, and lean meats are really, really good. And then also beans. Beans are fantastic for supporting good heart health and easy to cook and easy to maintain. Now, again, they've got protein in them, fiber in them, they've got carbohydrates in them as well. But those are some of my favorite foods for building a healthy heart. And I pretty much have those foods in my diet every single day. Those are my tops that I keep in there on a regular basis. And it keeps your heart healthy, keeps you moving. 888-283-7272. You're listening to Asa Rx Experience. Go check us out, asarx.com. And when we come back, I've got some tips that you don't want to miss to get you to the next level with your health.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
To find out more, connect with On Call Radio online at InShapeNetwork.com.
Welcome back to the show, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. You're listening to Asa Rx. Go to asarx.com. Look, we're here for you every single day, no matter what you're struggling with. And if you haven't found a provider in your area that believes just like we do, then let us know. If you go to asarx.com or give us a call, we'll help you find someone in your area that can help you, can coach you. Look, you don't have to stay where you are. You don't have to be stuck where you are. You can get to another level with your health and with your life, and we want to help you get there. We really do. And our team can help you. We've got a great team that can help you get to that next level with your health and life. Now, we talk about diets a lot and how they can help with things like heart disease, diabetes. But what about our teenagers? What about our teenagers? I mean, typically in the past, diets have not been that great for our kids. Like they just kind of eat whatever, whenever, right? But the rise of what we call metabolic syndrome, which is a cluster of health risk factors like belly fat, poor cholesterol levels, and even blood pressure issues is on the rise. But metabolic syndrome increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. And a study found marked changes in the two risk factors, drop in blood fats known as triglycerides. But not all the news from the study was good. They found that teen obesity levels rose during the 13-year study period. Think about that. So we've seen a huge rise in what we call metabolic syndrome between teenagers between the age of 12 and 19. That was who they studied. But along with the improvements in triglyceride levels, by changing their diets, which is what they did, their overall calorie and carbohydrate intake declined. So the study found that all the teens were eating more unsaturated fats, and these are considered the healthy type of fat. And they said that our hope is that the trend right now that we're seeing will continue, where the teens are actually beating metabolic syndrome. It's starting to decline. And I think we're seeing that now more in our culture in general. Like if you talk to kids about eating fast food all the time, it's not as popular as it used to be. Like health is becoming popular. Like you see more, like a lot of the little girls, I have a little girl, and you see a lot of the girls drinking water. Like it's cool to have like these what they call hydro flask, right? It's these metal insulated bottles, and you put your stickers all over them. And these girls, like little like preteens and whatnot, are carrying them around, and that's like the cool thing to do, right? You got your water bottle, it's a certain color, it's got stickers on it, and everybody's drinking their water all day. Like when did that happen, right? So that's a good thing. So there's little things like that happening with our young people that are creating a shift in what's cool. And as far as eating goes, and drinking and eating vegetables and going green and doing all these things and exercise and moving and all that is all becoming more popular, and it's all becoming something that they're seeing as more beneficial and helpful and good for them, which is a great thing. So it's shifting the way that we see or the way that our kids are living, and it's going to increase their overall health and longevity long term. And the cool thing about that is they're going to teach their kids that. My hope is that we're moving out of the cycle where we're teaching bad habits to our children. Like we need to be role models and examples for what our kids can do, can accomplish, and how they should live. All that really matters. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website, go to asarx.com. Let's go to the phones, talk to Freddie. Hi, Freddie.
I went to bed like on a Saturday night. Everything was fine. 2 o'clock in the morning, I woke up. My left foot was swelled up twice the size. Sharp, unbearable pain. Sunday evening, I went to the emergency room. Kept me 6 hours, run full numbers of vials of blood. And 7 hours later, they sent me home, said, you got a serious infection. We don't know what it is. If it don't get no better, come back in 3 days. I just wondered what your opinion of it was. Thank you. Have a nice day.
You got it. One of those things that I'll tell you this, Freddie, if there is an infection at that level and it's that serious, I mean, do whatever they're telling you to do. Like when things are infected, that is not the time to go natural. And especially with certain areas, but anytime you have a major infection like that and it's not healing and it's not getting better, whatever medications they're going to use, antibiotics, I mean, that short-term emergency style treatment is extremely beneficial. I mean, that's where medicine really shines, in my opinion, is it can really help support through something like that and get your body back to a normal state. So my thoughts are with that, do exactly what they're telling you to do. Don't go outside of anything they're telling you what to do. Because from an emergency care perspective, even if they don't know what the infection is, they can pretty much nail down the area that needs to be treated as far as the kind of medications and the antibiotics and what to use. But they're going to be the best resource for you to do that, hands down. So but just make sure whatever they do, from your perspective, make sure you do take probiotics. So if you're taking any kind of antibiotic, okay, you want to take probiotics as well, because probiotics put the good bacteria back in with whatever that's taking out. Okay, so those two really go hand in hand together and can make a big difference. All right, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Whatever you're struggling with, remember, if the body can get sick, it can also get well. Lifestyle is the medicine. John in Topeka, Kansas, he says this. He says, I've recently been diagnosed with an enlarged prostate. And my doctor says I don't need to be on any medicine. It's not cancer. But what should I do in the meantime? A lot of times when your prostate swells, and this is a very common situation for men, there's hormone fluctuations. And one of the main ones that's not really talked about a lot is the rise of estrogen, the lowering of testosterone. So I would get some blood tests done on that, have your doctor look at it and see what the numbers are. The other one that's really big is progesterone. Men start to lose progesterone as they age, and that can cause a major issue when it comes down to testosterone levels and it comes down to the prostate. So I would get your progesterone levels checked as well and see what those numbers are. Many times it lies in one or all of those areas. We'll be right back.
Did you know that you can listen to the Asa Rx audio experience on Spotify and Pandora? For all the ways to watch and listen, check out our show page at asarx.com/experience.
To find out more, visit the show online, InShapeNetwork.com.
Welcome back to the show, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. So glad you're with us. Check us out. Go to asarx.com. Now, what are you struggling with? What do you want to talk about? Because the key is so many people get stuck with their health and they don't know really where to turn. And I'm getting more calls and emails and questions and on social media about diets and, should I be intermittent fasting? Should I be doing keto? Should I be doing, the no carb, the high carb? What should I do? And the reality is this: when it comes down to eating strategies, diet is fine. It's the word we use, but it's more of an eating strategy. But when it comes down to that, it really comes down to what your body needs. Now, does someone need keto over intermittent fasting? Well, here's the thing. All these strategies work. That's the thing you got to remember. Okay? Like, they all work. They've all got benefits. However, I'm a big fan of balance. Okay? And for the long term, all these things are going to work, but can you sustain it? Some people can, some people don't. Some people can do the intermittent fasting thing. Some people can't. Some people can go straight keto and not do any carbs. Some people can't. It's hard. It's hard either way for some of these things. But the question is, what's sustainable? What does the body really like? Right? So if you really look at what the body looks for, is an internal mechanism inside the body looking for what we call homeostasis, which is a big fancy term for balance. That's what that means. And so getting the body balanced is really the ultimate key. That's what you're searching for. That's what you're trying to figure out. That's what you're trying to make happen, is to get the body as balanced as you can. And so once you make that happen, then you're in the sweet spot. So I've always found, especially clinically and working with people, that a balanced approach to eating, where you're doing, because there's three main macronutrients. There's proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. You want to keep your protein high. Your top two are protein and fats, okay? Carbohydrates come in third. They're not number one at all. So the proteins are the building blocks of all the cells, right? So every tissue, muscle tissue, cells, all that are made from protein. So protein's important. And then your fats are important because they control and regulate so many things in the body. And you want to keep your fatty acids at a certain level because the fats matter. They control hormones, they control your immune system, they control heart health, they control brain. I mean, there's so much that fats do. So you want to keep fats at a certain place. And then carbohydrates. We use those for energy. Or if you're doing the keto thing, then start using fat for energy. But normally carbohydrates are used for that. You don't need a whole lot. Don't need a ton. If you're an athlete, you need more. And if you're training hard, you need more. But you want to get the right kind of carbohydrates. So all that matters. But when it comes down to eating, my whole take on this thing is to always search for balance. Your body wants to be in balance. So 33, 33, 33 is what we typically shoot for, especially when we're starting out with somebody. So 33% protein, 33% carbohydrates, 33% fats. And if you do that, you'll create a nice balance for the body chemistry to be able to reset itself and do well. And we've got a whole system on how to do that. You can check us out, asarx.com. Our providers, which are healthcare providers in your area that believe just like we do, can help coach you along the way and lay out that kind of strategy for you to figure out what you need. And that's everything from losing weight to figuring out why you're having to take these medications for whatever condition and really getting the body balanced the way it needs to. All right, let's go on the phones and talk to Carol. Hi, Carol.
I am in stage 4 kidney failure, and I have been intermittent fasting, and I feel better than I have in years. I just had a few questions about, the actual what should I be eating and am I eating the right thing?
So here's the thing. With kidney failure, there's a couple of things you're going to look at, okay? One is you got to go easy on the protein. That's a given. And your nephrologist, whoever's working with you, should have given you, or if they've got a dietitian that's working with you from their team, should give you a list of foods that are okay for you to eat with issues with the kidney, okay? There's a whole list of them. And I've got that list at our website too if you need it. Just go to asarx.com or get with one of our providers and they can get that to you as well. But for the kidneys, there's a whole list of foods you want to eat. But then also, the intermittent fasting can be helpful. It just depends on what your doctor wants you to do. Some doctors they're okay with the fasting concept. Some are not. So if your doctor that you're working with is, then great. If you feel good, then great. But just make sure you're getting enough nutrition in, because a lot of people will intermittent fast and just eat like one meal. So don't do that. You're going to need a certain amount of food. And they usually recommend like a 16-8. So it's 16 hours of fasting. This is what a lot of the research was done on. 16 hours of fasting and then 8 hours of feeding, as we call it. So you'll eat all your calories that you need within an 8-hour window. And that can help kind of give your body everything that you need nutritionally. And it does work because a lot of things happen during that fasting window that can keep even your organ systems like your kidneys functioning better. So it cuts down on the time, but it's all about what you eat during that feeding window too. But I would check and see what your physician has you doing and why, but I would also get a hold of that food list so you can see the foods that you can have and the ones you need to stay away from. Okay, keep us posted. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to asarx.com. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast, make sure you do that. Go to the Asa Rx Experience on any of the platforms, iTunes, Google Play, Pandora, any of those, whatever your favorite is, go there and type in Asa Rx. You'll see us pop up. Every single day we're there, every single day for you, just to be able to help you and encourage you and walk with you along the way. And, of course, if you haven't joined our community, we've got an incredible community that's growing. You can do that there at the website as well. Let's kick over on the phones and go to Sam. Hi, Sam.
Just wondering if he has any advice for treating restless leg syndrome. Tried a lot of different things or whatever, and just so I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, a restless leg comes from, it has a kind of kind of a dual root issue. With restless leg syndrome, and one of the things you got to look at, and one of the things you got to kind of consider, is a lack of minerals. Okay, so one of the number one minerals we're deficient in that creates an issue with anybody is magnesium. I mean, magnesium is one of those minerals that controls so many processes in the body, and if we don't get enough of it, then we start to see a decrease in performance. But magnesium controls over 300 processes in the body. So making sure you have enough of that is important. Now, with restless leg, like with anything, I don't like guessing, okay? Like, could be this, could be that, could be this, could be that. And when you do that with any part of your health, it's kind of like you're just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. Does that make sense? And that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to just cross your fingers, hope for the best, and hope it all works out okay. You want to know that you know that you know that you know that you know that it's working out okay. Make sense? You really want to have your best strategy, knowing that you're eating the right kind of foods, and that you also know what deficiency you're dealing with in a certain area. So I would do a couple things. I would definitely look into getting some lab work done, nutritional lab work done. And again, our coaches, our providers can help you do that. But you want to know what minerals you're low in and which ones you're high in, so you can have a good strategy on what to pick from. I mean, that's the ultimate key of what's really going on. You have to figure that part out. And it could be potassium, it could be magnesium. But what you don't want to do is just start taking a bunch of things. It's called blind nutrition. Blind nutrition is where you hear me talk about something, or another doctor, or you read some blog online, or you hear something on a TV show or whatever, and you say, oh, that sounds good. I'll try that. I'll try this. I'll try that. And that's just blind nutrition. You're crossing your fingers and you're hoping it all works out. And that's not a good way to do it. So even with restless leg, if they've diagnosed that, that's what it is, then you want to have a strategy, and you want to get some testing done so you can figure out what's going on. That's number one. I would do that first and foremost, and then build a game plan around that, okay? That's going to be your best strategy all the way around. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call, or you go to the website, go to asarx.com. Now, if you haven't found a provider in your area that believes just like we do, then make sure to let us know. That way you can get someone, we can connect you with someone that believes the exact same way, because our choices determine our health. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. Okay, our choices determine everything. So our health's our greatest wealth, and nothing will change your health more radically than your choices. That's why you don't have to be stuck. That's the cool thing about that whole message of what we talked about here, is that you can change. Like, even if you've made some really, really bad choices up to this point, you can make some amazing changes, some transitions, and transform your health in a great way. That is the key that I love so much about it, is that you don't have to be stuck where you are. You can literally come in, transform your health, and be different tomorrow than you were today, and come out better on the other side. Coming up, more questions about your health. Also, I'm going to talk about some dietary principles that you don't want to miss. And we got our food of the day. We'll be right back.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
Connect with On Call Radio and watch On Call TV at InShapeNetwork.com.
Welcome back to the show, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website, go to asarx.com. Now, our food of the day, we're going to talk about sweet potatoes and the benefits of them. I'm a huge sweet potato fan. So they taste like dessert, yes, but they've got all kinds of incredible benefits. So they contain a wealth of orange-hued carotenoid pigments, So in countries like Africa and India and the Caribbean, sweet potatoes have been shown to be a very effective way of providing school-age children with sizable amounts of their daily vitamin A. And it's loaded with vitamin A. Matter of fact, I used to eat sweet potatoes so much that my skin literally turned orange, and that's a true story. So it's loaded with beta-carotene that will do that. And then, of course, the green leafy vegetables are great, too, for vitamin A, but sweet potatoes are loaded with it. The beta-carotene just begins to tell the story. It's got all kinds of benefits in there. The pigments that are in the fleshy part of it that make it the orange color have incredible benefits for antioxidant properties. They protect the cells at a very high level against oxidation. And, of course, it's got key enzymes in it as well, but it also has copper and zinc superoxide dismutase and catalase, which, like, against cancer cells, that sort of thing, building the immune system, I mean, they're second to none. So research has also shown, particularly when passing through our digestive tract, that the sweet potato cyanins are extremely protective as well, and they can help against things like irritable bowel syndrome, ulcerative colitis, can help tremendously against that. Now, the anti-inflammatory properties are really strong. So there's things called COX-2 inhibitors, and it has to do with inflammation. But the sweet potatoes actually help support that entire mechanism. And the blood sugar benefits are great too. So with blood sugar, you think about sweet potatoes and, well, what about diabetes? What about my blood sugar? Well, because of the fiber content and the low glycemic index of the carbohydrate itself, it actually has a GI rating, what they call a glycemic index rating, under 50. And those are the ones you want to eat. I mean, if you've got diabetes, you want the ones that are in that lower bracket. So sweet potatoes fall in that range. Plus, they help support against reducing fat cells, believe it or not. So with insulin metabolism and the fat cells, they help out in a great way. Now, other health benefits too are there as well. So when you're looking at sweet potatoes, they have a component in them with a carbohydrate that is antibacterial. So antibacterial and antifungal. And it's to the point where the scientists are trying to figure out and locate exactly what that molecule is that's doing that. They still haven't figured it out yet, but they know that sweet potatoes, when you eat them to the body, they're highly antibacterial and highly antifungal. So it helps to clear out the digestive tract and to really help to restructure the microbiome in the gut. Very, very helpful in that. So sweet potatoes are good all the way around. That's one of the top foods you should be including in your diet on a daily basis. 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website. Go to asarx.com. Let's get over to Gary. Hi, Gary.
It's concerning my IBS, and they said that I probably have colitis, ulcerative colitis, a lot of bleeding, cramping.
So when you have something like that, first of all, you don't want to call it yours. All right, let me catch you on that. You said my IBS. Well, it's my house, my car, my dog. Those are some cool things. You can call those yours. But any kind of health challenge that you put my with, unless you want to keep it, I would not do that. Remember, strong mind, strong body, right? So what you say, how you think, how you speak, all that matters, plays a role in your health. Matter of fact, it determines your health overall. So with IBS and the symptoms, if they're extreme, obviously you're working with your doctor, but I would look at an anti-inflammatory diet. It's the best way to go. And in my book, Empowering Your Health, which we're giving away for free right now, if you go to myfreehealthbook.com, you can see a plan in there that can be extremely beneficial and helpful. Now, at that level that you are, though, you're going to need a deeper dive, and that's why our healthcare providers, our local providers, can help you and coach you in the right way. So just give us a call, go to the website, get with one of our providers, and they can find someone in your area to help coach you in that right direction. Because IBS is not something to play around with. And if there's bleeding with ulcerative colitis, if it gets to that level, I mean, it's serious, and you need help. Like, you need someone from a dietary nutritional perspective that's going to give you the right direction and the right guidance and put you on the right kind of foods and get you eating the right kind of healing foods for the gut. The gut lining itself with something like that has to be healed. Now, with any kind of digestive related condition, there's always a mental and or emotional component. So beyond just switching up your eating habits, we're going to need to look at brain health, brain chemistry, what's happening with even emotional things that could be potentially going on. So all that needs to be looked at and monitored, I guess, if you will, is the best way to say it. So with IBS, have to look at that. Now, basically supplements, things you're going to want to look at. Fermented foods are going to be a big player. Okay, so to heal the digestive tract, especially with IBS, fermented foods like vegetables, kimchi is really good, but the fermented dairy products, kefir, yogurt, those are all extremely beneficial and can help restructure and heal the gut lining, but the bacteria has to be balanced in something like that. We've got a whole protocol that'll do that. So if you just get in touch with our providers, they can help tremendously. Quote for the day, Robert Louis Stevenson says, "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant." That's a great one. Really is. So what kind of seeds are you planting today for you, your family? What kind of seeds are you planting for your own self to reap a harvest later? What kind of words are you speaking to yourself? Are you saying good things like, I am great, I am healthy, I am smart, I am active, I am mobile, I am, what are you saying to yourself every single day? Or what is that self-talk that's going on every single day? What kind of seeds are you planting into your kids? Are you telling your kids that you love them, that they're smart, that they're capable, that they're well able, that you're not projecting your own dislike of yourself onto your children, that you're speaking life into them? What are you doing? What kind of seeds are you planting? But it's another hour in the charts. I want to thank our producer, Lyle Valentine, Chief Engineer John Garrison, Derek Allen, and the rest of the team. Go tell one person something you learned on the show. Together, we can transform the health of our friends, our families, and our communities. You're listening to Asa Rx, the show that helps you reach your potential.
Did you know you could listen to the Asa Rx audio experience on Spotify and Pandora? For all the ways to watch and listen, check out our show page at asarx.com/experience.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
This episode is over, but check episode notes for links to products and services you've heard about on this episode. Thanks for listening and subscribing. Please share the Asa Rx audio experience with others and stay in touch by giving us your comment or review.